You guys there? Who's here? Nobody's here. Hey guys. Yes, sorry.
Hey.
You there? Are we there? Okay, good.
Teacher,
Yeah, man.
can I send the... eu posso te mandar o homework da semana passada, que eu já assisti a aula?
Please, Enrique. Yes, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thanks very much. Okay, guys, so we're back. Sorry about the delay. I was trying to... Luciana asked me some stuff, and did you guys see... You saw the enquete that she put in the group, right? Asking about changing the time? Because she asked for everybody to vote. I think everybody has voted. Did everybody vote?
Vai ser 9 horas, a gente vai começar a estudar 9 horas. Vai ser 8
Maybe.
horas não.
Hã? Que?
Não vai ser 8 horas não, vai ser 9 horas.
Quem falou isso?
Não, velho, porque que vocês querem acordar cedo pleno sábado? Não dá certo não.
O caso é acordar cedo e quem tem coisa depois. Quem tem casa para cuidar é impossível, né?
Yeah.
Cada 12
Fica sem estudar.
Yeah.
impossível.
Ah, isso é verdade, mas, meu Deus.
Quem tem comida para fazer, casa para limpar, não rola não.
Pois é, eu trabalho no sábado também. But for me, I mean, it's up to you guys. So, yeah. But listen, todo mundo votou, né?
Uhum.
Okay, but, and then if you have...
Rafael votar.
Mas se tem comentário, você manda para Luciana, porque ela que tá lidando com a situação. She just told me today, like it was just a surprise for me too. So I apologize for taking a bit of a delay, but that was it. But also, I have this for you. Aha. So before we went to break, we were talking about conditionals, right? So here, I want to take a look at... This is a good explanation of the conditionals. And after, I'll post this information for you guys in the group. Okay, so you can look at it and practice with it. But it gives you a good general idea of all the conditionals together. Okay, because the rules are the same. So it's good to, I don't understand why the books separate them. The only difference is the tipo tempo verbal and then the interpretation, but that's all. The structure is exactly the same. Okay, can everybody see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. So it's got the if condition. We got 0, first, second, and third, and we're going to look in that order. Now the 0 conditional, we've seen many times. In fact, we've seen 0, first, and second already before this point. Let's take a look. 1 second, if it goes. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start with the 0 conditional, right? And like I said, the 0 conditional are for what we call a real conditional. These are real situations, okay, things that happen every day. And so we consider them to be realistic or probable. So we use if with the present simple and the main clause with this present simple. Okay, when we say clause, it just means if there's punctuation in the middle of a sentence, it separates the sentence into 2 parts. And in this case, there are 2 different clauses. One is called the if clause and one is called the main clause. Main meaning principal, and we know the main clause because it's a sentence by itself. Like for example, main clause, my teacher gets angry. My teacher gets angry é uma frase, right? Você poderia tirar todo o resto, deixar my teacher gets angry, é uma frase que faz sentido. That's the main clause. Okay? A if clause tem o if, e não é uma frase completa. Precisa de complemento. If I am late for school, tá faltando alguma coisa, right? So we separate with a comma. If I'm late for school, my teacher gets angry. Very simple, right? And it's a real situation. Coisa mais importante, o tempo verbal não muda. Presente, presente. Okay? Porque com os outros, o tempo verbal vai mudar. So let's take a look here. Nice, eh? Okay, if I oversleep, what does that mean, oversleep? Does anybody know?
Dormir até tarde, acordar tarde.
Yeah, because over means acima, right? Or too much. So if I oversleep, it means I sleep too much. Okay, so like I have to wake up at 7, but I wake up at 7:30. That's oversleep. So it says, if I oversleep, I miss the bus. Okay. If I oversleep, I miss the bus. Okay. If I miss the bus, I am late for school. Okay. These are realistic situations. And you guys can see miss the bus. It's in the simple present. I am late for school, simple present. Okay. It's a real situation. If I'm late for school, my teacher gets angry. Good. So that's the zero conditional. A gente já viu isso milhares de vezes. Now, when we look at first conditional, that's what we're seeing today. Okay. And in the first conditional, the structure is the same, but there's one more verb. Okay. It's what we call a modal verb. The modal verbs are the verbs that talk about possibility. Modal verbs are can and could, would, should, okay, may and might. So will. These are all modal verbs, okay? So with the conditionals, first, second, and third, there will be a modal verb, dependendo da situação, okay? And the verb tense will change. You see here, for example, it says if clause is in the present tense, but the main clause, it says will or can or may, tudo isso é futuro. So it goes from the present to the future, talks about something in the present, and uma consequência do futuro. So if I go to London, for example, I will see Big Ben. Big Ben is Big Ben. Okay, if I go to London, I will see Big Ben, of course. Right, because you can't go to London and not see Big Ben. Good? Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
So, o verbo modal, neste caso, seria will. Okay, it could be, depending on the conditional, it could be would or could or something else. But in the first conditional, we have to talk about the future. So there are 3 normal possibilities: will, can, or may, just like you see here. Okay, and that's what we see in the book too. So, cara vai de avião, som de helicóptero. If I go to London, okay, if I go to London, wait 1 second, I will see Big Ben. Okay. In fact, you don't have to go to London to see Big Ben. You can see Big Ben in São Paulo. Sabia disso? Alguém sabia disso? Tem Big Ben in São Paulo também. There are 3 Big Bens. 3. There was one made. There were 2 prototypes. You guys know prototype? You ever heard that term? Proto. What was that? That's right. Prototype. We say it in English like this. Opa. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean to do that. Stupid. And I'll call it back up. Prototype is the name. Prototype. So if you go to, 1 second. Saco, gente, just 1 second. Vou abrir de novo. If you go to, no, I'm sorry. When they were making Big Ben 150 years ago, elas fizeram 2 protótipos, 2 prototypes. One of them, and then they made the big clock, because it was very difficult. They needed to make a clock where the 4 faces had the same time. Hoje em dia seria simples, mas naquela época, gente, para fazer um relógio daquele tamanho que todos são iguais, that wasn't easy. And so they built 2 prototypes, and then they built the Big Ben. You see in London. But the prototypes, the company that built the prototypes is the same company that put the trains in São Paulo. Aquele trem que vai de Estação Luz para a Serra, foi a mesma companhia que colocou isso, é o sistema de gás e de luz em São Paulo. It was a British company. So when they were putting the trains, they brought the prototypes for Big Ben e colocaram aqui no Brasil. Estão aqui no Brasil. So one of them is at Estação Luz. If you think about it, up on top, there's that clock there. A Big Ben, a mesma coisa. And then if you take that train to the mountains, up in the mountains at the end of that line, tem outro. So there you go. In Brazil, you have 2 Big Bens. In London, they only have 1. Okay, guys, just 1 second. I'm just opening this thing again. Boom. Hang on 1 second. Okay, pronto. Okay. Can you guys see it again? If I go to London? Yeah? Guys, can you see it? Yeah? Okay,
Tá
good.
carregando.
Carregando.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just 1 second. And okay. Ah, there we go. If I go to London, I will see Big Ben. Okay, good. And then in that case, you see will. If I go to Buckingham Palace, where the Queen lives, I can take a photo of the Royal Guard. So you can use will, you can use can. They both talk about the future, possible future. Okay. If you go to London, you must, and so we can use must as well. You must look right before crossing the street. Okay, if you go to London, tem isso escrito mesmo, look right, porque o trânsito vem da outra direção, né? So those are the Americans, when you walk on the street, they have to know that they have to look right, not left. Por isso, brasileiro também. So you don't die. Okay, that's the first conditional. Now the second conditional is the same structure, okay? With the second conditional, we use if in the simple past and then would or could or might in the present, okay? Now this second conditional, it's talking about a hypothetical, a dream, okay? So for example, if I were an astronaut, I would travel in a spaceship. Is the person an astronaut? No. Is it probable that the person will be an astronaut? No. Okay, will they travel in a spaceship? Probably not, but the person is dreaming, oh, se eu fosse. So if I were an astronaut, I would travel in a spaceship, okay? Okay, that's our example. Now, if I traveled in a spaceship, I would go to Mars, for example. Okay. If I went to Mars, I would meet a Martian. So all of these things, they use would or could, okay? Because we're talking about a unreal conditional, an unreal possibility. Okay, because none of this is very realistic. If I went to Mars, I would meet a Martian. Okay. If I met a Martian, I wouldn't understand him, and if I didn't understand him, I would come back to Earth. So that's second conditional. And then the third conditional is talking about something that happened in the past. In fact, it didn't happen in the past. It's something that we can't change. Okay, so for example, if I had studied more, I would have passed my exams. This is the same as Portuguese. Se eu tivesse estudado mais, eu teria passado no exame. Você estudou? Não. Você é vagabundo. Então, você passou? Não. Sabe por quê? Porque é vagabundo. E ponto. Dá para mudar isso? Não. Não dá. Okay, this is third conditional. So it's something that you can't change. So we use past perfect and then the present perfect. And this is something that we'll see in 2 books. So if you had studied more, you wouldn't have failed your exam, says a very angry teacher, okay? And then the mother says, if you had passed your exam, you could have gone to the beach, okay? And if I had gone to the beach, I would have made sandcastles. Good. And those are the conditionals. That's what they look like. Okay, just to give you an idea. I'll post this in the group just so everybody can look at it at home. And then if you have any questions, send me a message and I'll explain some more. Okie dokie? Good. So let's go back to the book then. So in the book, we're on page, I think 97 or something, but that was the explanation. So once again, looking at this page here, we see we're using if, the simple present, and then the main clause will be in the future, will, may, or can. All right. So if we carpool, we may, or we can use the exclusive lane. If it rains, I will go by car, and that's it. So let's go back now to page 32. Okay, and on page 32, we'll practice. So on page 32, we have this exercise. Okay, and it says if you are in New York, and then we have some if clauses and some main clauses. So the if clauses are, if you receive a ticket for running a red light, if I text while driving, If drivers get 11 points in 18 months, seria pontos contra, tipo, a carteira. If a driver refuses to take a breathalyzer test, what's a breathalyzer test? What do you think that is, breathalyzer? Breath is respiração.
Respiração.
Yeah, so what do you think, breathalyzer?
Bafômetro só.
Well, pensa sobre, you're talking about somebody who's driving. What kind of test would it,
Não é o bafômetro?
bafômetro, that's right. If a driver refuses to take a breathalyzer test, okay, and then you've got the consequences. I will get 5 points on my driving record, okay? Porque aqui eles tiram pontos, né? Lá eles vão adicionando, é a mesma coisa, só que posto. He can go to jail. They will lose their driver's license. You will have to pay more for your car insurance. What's insurance? Does anybody know? Nobody knows? No? Insurance is seguro do carro. Now, in North America, in Canada or the United States, you cannot drive a car without insurance. Impossível. De fato, a placa são os seus seguros. If you have a license plate, aquela placa, isso indica que você tem seguros. If you don't, you cannot drive. Absolutely cannot drive. So if you have points against your license, then your insurance will be more expensive. Okay. So
Teacher,
yeah.
what is jail?
Jail. Does anybody know jail?
Yeah.
Jail.
Aula. Prisão, sei lá.
Cadeia.
É prisão, cadeia. Isso mesmo.
Aula, no caso.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Gaiola. So jail. Okay. Good. All right. So I'll give you guys like 2 minutes. Try to connect the phrases, please. Okay, when you're done, let me know.
Teacher,
Yes.
what is refuse? Recusar?
Recusar, that's right. Recusar, that's right. Are we done, guys? Are we finished?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's take a look. Good job. All right. So the first one, let's go, Marcos. What have you got for the first one? Could you read it for me?
Aliás, assim, tem que ser toda a sua resposta.
Just the whole thing.
Okay. If you receive a ticket for running a red light, you will have to pay more for your car cigarettes.
Insurance. You guys agree? Everybody agree?
Uhum.
Yeah.
It is.
Marcos.
Good job. Marcos, who's next? You choose.
Agatha.
Okay, Agatha. Can you do number 2 for me, please?
If you text while driving, you will have to pay more for your car insurance.
No insurance, Joe. That's already been done. So it's gonna have to be a different one.
I will get 5 points in my driving
Get
record.
5 points in my driving record, maybe. If I text while driving, I will get 5 points in my driving record. Okay, that's right. Number 2 would be that one. In fact, I don't think that's the case now. I think they stop your car and take your phone immediately. Now, it depends where you are though. Okay, who's next, Agatha? You choose.
Henrique.
Okay, Henrique, can you do number 3, please?
Sure. If drivers get 11 points in 18 months, they will lose their driver's license.
Great. Okay. 11 points in 18 months, they will lose their driver's license. Excellent. And finally, the last one. Who's last? Henrique, you can choose.
Felipe.
Okay, Philippe, please.
Yeah. If a driver refuses to take a breathalyzer test, he can go to jail.
Okay, good. That's true. Very true. It's a big problem in North America. If you refuse the breathalyzer, you can have. Yes. Yeah.
Refuse. What is the same?
Refuses recusa.
Ah, tá.
Right. So the police, in Canada anyways, the police will stop you and they'll say, okay, we believe that you've been drinking. Will you take a breathalyzer test? A breathalyzer test is your chance to show them that you're not drinking, right? So like, because if I'm not drinking, I'll say, yeah, of course I'll take the test, because then they can't, do anything to me. But if a person refuses it, then the police will assume that the person has been drinking, though there's no proof, but they will take the car. And so the person loses their car and they have to appear before a judge. There'd be a big fine. It's a big problem. In Canada, they're very, very serious about drinking and driving. Super serious. So, okay, let's move on here. Talking about, well, okay, what do you guys think? Do you think that these penalties are good? Are they sufficient? Do you think they should be worse? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think they are good.
Pretty good. In Saudi Arabia, you guys know the country Saudi Arabia, right? Arábia Saudita. É contra a lei, contra a religião, aliás. Okay, contra o governo. Beber. In the whole country, you can't drink, right? Not even in hotels. It's absolutely against the law. So if you are driving and you are drunk and they stop you and they prove that you're drunk, because they can force you to take a breathalyzer. If you're drunk, they shoot you there. Eles vão te matar lá ao lado da rua. Pronto, acabou. That's the law. Dá tiro, acabou a história. Just because you decide to drive drunk. How crazy is that? Nice. So don't go to Saudi Arabia and drive drunk. Please. Okay, let's continue, guys. We'll do this listening here. Listen to a dialogue between Jack and his girlfriend, and we need to complete the sentences according to it, okay? So we've got a lot of if clauses, and then we need to complete with the main clause. So if Jack parks here, he, something. If Jack gets another ticket, he, alguma coisa. Remember, ticket é multa. If Jack doesn't pay more attention, he, da-da-da. And if Jack gets to park here, his girlfriend, something else, okay? So we'll listen, and I'm going to turn off, gente. Sinceramente, quem tá fazendo isso? O João. É o João.
Luciano.
Ô, Luciana.
É Luciana mesmo. Oh, Lu. Okay, let's read it. Let's read this together. Nosso contrato de... Okay, so she's saying that everybody will have to stay at 8 o'clock. Okay, and we'll come back to the tests. Okay, so she's talking about the tests here, right? Okay, and then there's an activity here. Okay, we're going to talk about this activity at the end of the class. right? Because it'll be like homework, all right? So this thing about leitura escrita, okay, it's something extra that we're doing as a means of guaranteeing homework is getting done. Okay, so, guys, here, vamos fazer o seguinte. Just give me a second here. Gonna separate this, okay. So, stop this share here. We'll come back to this thing in a second, okay? So, let's take a look here. Okay, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it says, well, who wants to read it? Who's going to read it for me? Let's say, I don't know, who can read very well? Anybody? One of the girls, because all the guys have answered questions. So who's it going to be? Claudice, you want to read? Tá aí? Claudice, você pode ler pra gente? Dá para ver ou não?
Tá, sim.
Ok.
Sistema avaliativo. Wilson, baixa o som, por favor. O aluno terá seu desempenho avaliado 2 vezes por estágio, através da prova escrita online, 100 pontos. Compreensão auditiva online, 100 pontos. Oral, 100 pontos. Dividido em 2 partes, vídeo mais participação em sala e participação nas aulas, 100 pontos. Os critérios que envolvem a nota de participação são atividade de casa, encaminhar fotos, desempenho nas aulas online, interação com o grupo, leitura e escrita. Isso aí, 25 pontos cada. O aluno deve obter nota mínima 70 em cada modalidade. Não atingida a nota mínima, os alunos podem submeter-se a nova avaliação, uma segunda chance, limitada a 1 por estágio, devendo ser realizada no prazo estipulado pela escola.
Okay, so basically it's the same. These are the same rules that we had before. Okay, we're just returning to them. These are the same ones from last year. Okay, so there's nothing really different. Okay, the atividade de casa, todo mundo tá mandando, ou quase todo mundo. Desempenho nas aulas online. You guys are good, I mean, in general, because the group is small, everybody participates. I don't have a problem with anybody in this group. So you guys are really good. Interaction with the group, I think everybody's good. We joke, you know, people talk, it's cool. But I need you to really try to speak only English in class. Lohani, okay, and leitura escrita, which is this activity that we'll look at the end of the class, okay? So when we get to the end, I'll show you that and we'll talk about it. Okay? So that's what
Sure.
Lou is talking about. Yes, sir. What's up?
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lohan. I called you sir. Oh, sorry, what? Go on.
I can make the question in Portuguese.
Okay. Well, yeah, of course. What's up?
Eu quero saber como a gente vai fazer a prova auditiva.
Pois é, vai ser online. O plano é isso. A gente vai montar uma coisa, fazer online, fazer igual a gente faz aqui com o listening. Entendeu? Vai ser fácil. Fácil para você.
Melhor rir.
Yeah. Oh, come on. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Get some good phones, it'll be fine. Don't worry about guys, don't worry too much about the listening and the test, okay? You don't really have to worry. We're going to be prepared for the test. What's important, though, que a Lu tá bem preocupada, porque a gente tem, tipo assim, imagina, a gente tem grupos avançados, entendeu? Eles estão fazendo 2 livros sem nenhuma uma prova oral, entendeu? Sem nenhuma prova do listening, não dá, porque eles, ano que vem, eles vão fazer a prova internacional. Ninguém vai passar. It's a big problem, right? With you guys, it's okay because everybody here kind of participates, everybody talks, but with some other groups, it's damn grande problema, right? So that's why she's trying to, okay, Luciana, she's very, how do I put this? Porque é uma franquia, né? O povo não precisa ligar, os donos não precisam. Tem certas regras que eles precisam seguir só, right? But Luciana is very conscious. She wants everybody to pass and she wants everybody to study and speak English, right? Para ela não é jogo, não. não é somente dinheiro. Okay? Nem sei se ela ganha com isso, pra falar a verdade, porque she works like 4 jobs, Luciana. She's crazy. So, so for her, it's very important that we do our best, right? And that's why.
Teacher,
Yeah.
the text will in September.
Yeah, the first test will be in September. Yeah, for sure. But don't worry, I'll let you know the dates and everything like that. Don't be too worried. I can tell you the dates right now. Give me a second. I'm gonna stop the share here. Okay, just give me a second. Oh, go on.
Let's link Luciana sent to us in the group.
Yeah.
Is about what?
No fim da aula a gente fala sobre isso. Okay? Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'll text. Okay, the test. Vamos ver. Just 1 second, tá abrindo aqui, and then I can tell you exactly when the test will be. Okay, so today is dia 29, right? Okay, so our first test, a gente tem revisão, prova oral no dia 19. Ok? So a gente vai ter a revisão e a prova oral. Ok? Que vai ser uma coisa simples. A prova oral vai ser...
A prova oral vai continuar sendo um vídeo?
Yeah, in this case, probably. Yeah, maybe in group, maybe like in 2 people. I'm not sure. We'll talk about that later. Don't worry about it right now. That's in a couple of weeks. Okay, so dia 19. A prova escrita e auditiva vai ser dia 26. Então, no fim do mês que vem. Okay, so it's not like, don't get too stressed out about it. Right now we're in lesson 3. We'll finish lesson 3. I mean, we're supposed to finish it today, só que eu tô demorando com conditionals porque eu acho importante, but we'll be fine with this. We've got like 3 classes for lesson 4, 3 classes for lesson 5, dia inteiro de revisão, com a prova oral que não vai levar muito tempo, não, o grupo é pequeno, and then dia 26, prova e já anota no mesmo dia. Okay? So don't worry, we'll be fine, guys. It's super easy, super easy. You guys are rock and roll. So, okay, and just keep doing your homework, and that's the most important thing. All right? And your audios, os áudios que vocês estão mandando para mim fazem parte também da prova oral. Okay? So it's important that you send them, and it's important that you do your best. Cool? Now, let's go back. Let's go back to the book, and then later we'll talk about that thing that Agatha was asking about. Cadê vocês? There you go. All right. Ka-chow. So, book. All right, so we're going to listen to the dialogue between Jack and his girlfriend, and we're going to complete the sentences, okay? So all of the sentences, like for example, he, or his girlfriend, todos vão ter will or may, okay? So let's just listen. We're going to listen 2 times, then we'll see, and if you need 1 more time, okay, but we should try to listen 2 times. Okay, we'll do our best. If we need 3 times, that's cool too. Okay, so here I'm going to put a pause. I'm going to put your mic off. Okay, your microphones are now off. If you have any questions, though, you can just turn it on and ask me. Okay, and here we go.
Page 32. Learn this. C. Okay, here we are.
Jack, you can't park here.
Why not?
Look at the sign. If you park here, you'll get a parking ticket.
I can't get another ticket. If I get 1 more, I may lose my driver's license.
So you'd better move on.
Okay. I can see a parking space on the next block.
Stop!
What now?
You almost killed that dog. Didn't you see it?
No, I was looking at the green light.
If you don't pay more attention, you will cause an accident one of these days.
I know.
Look! That woman is walking to the red car. I think she's going to leave.
What a piece of luck.
Or not. Your car is much bigger than hers.
You're kidding, right? I've already parked in smaller places.
Right.
I bet I can.
Okay then. If you park your car in that space, I'll buy you lunch.
Done.
Okay, one more time.
Page 32. Learn this. C. Okay, here we are.
Jack, you can't park here.
Why not?
Look at the sign. If you park here, you'll get a parking ticket.
I can't get another ticket. If I get one more, I may lose my driver's license.
So you'd better move on.
Okay. I can see a parking space on the next block.
Stop!
What now?
You almost killed that dog. Didn't you see it?
No, I was looking at the green light.
If you don't pay more attention, you will cause an accident one of these days.
I know.
Look! That woman is walking to the red car. I think she's going to leave.
What a piece of luck.
Or not. Your car is much bigger than hers.
You're kidding, right? I've already parked in smaller places.
Right.
I bet I can.
Okay then. If you park your car in that space, I'll buy you lunch.
Done.
Okay, like officially never get in a car with this woman. She's crazy. Stop! Stop! You almost killed that dog. Okay, so who wants it one more time? Does anybody like it one more time?
I want.
Okay, sure, let's do it. Here we go.
Page 32. Learn this. C. Okay, here we are.
Jack, you can't park here.
Why not?
Look at the sign. If you park here, you'll get a parking ticket.
I can't get another ticket. If I get one more, I may lose my driver's license.
So you'd better move on.
Okay. I can see a parking space on the next block.
Stop!
What now?
You almost killed that dog. Didn't you see it?
No, I was looking at the green light.
If you don't pay more attention, you will cause an accident one of these days.
I know.
Look! That woman is walking to the red car. I think she's going to leave.
What a piece of luck.
Or not. Your car is much bigger than hers.
You're kidding, right? I've already parked in smaller places.
Right.
I bet I can.
Okay then. If you park your car in that space, I'll buy you lunch.
Done.
Okay. Please turn on your microphones. All right. That woman is insane. Look, stop. Ah, never drive with somebody who talks like that. Ah. All right. So, listen to a dialogue between Jack and his girlfriend. We've done that. So if Jack parks here, what's going to happen?
You will
Gonna
have a
get
parking.
another ticket.
Okay, good. He said he's going to get. Usually we say he will, like with the conditionals, we say will because when we say gonna, it's kind of like for sure. And in these conditionals, we're not really sure. So it's more common to use will. It's okay when we're speaking though, okay? And when you're speaking, it's cool to say gonna. It's just for a test, we want to use will. Okay, so if Jack parks here, he will get a parking ticket. Good. Did anybody get anything different or no? Okay, what about number 2? If Jack gets another ticket, he
Will
May
lose
lose
his
his driving license.
license.
he's going to lose his driver's license, right? Okay, crazy guy.
Teacher,
Yes.
I get, he will lose the license.
He will drive. Yeah, okay, he will lose his license. Okay, he may, it says may, will, both are the same. Lose his driver's license. What did you say for license, Agatha? I didn't hear the first word. He will lose his what?
What?
Please.
You said he will lose what? His license? Just his license?
I put, oh my God, but he will lose the license.
That's good. Yeah, he will lose the license. Perfect. That's great. Okay, cool. Number 3, if Jack doesn't pay more attention, he
Will cause an
Will
accident.
cause more accidents.
will cause more accidents, will cause an accident, will kill a dog, will, I don't know, lose his license. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, but in the listening, they said will cause an accident. Oh, if you see here, she actually says, just one second here. She actually says, there we go. Stop! What now? You killed that dog. You almost killed that dog. Didn't you see it?